Alrighty, so it looks like that OBS does, or YouTube does not want to play with my current stream, my Ubuntu 17.10 stream. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm probably gonna have to delete the event, and then, or actually I'll make sure to link the people who had joined the event over to this stream. Sorry if the panel is flickering above. I don't know why. I think it's a compositing issue. Alright, so I'm just gonna go to my, you can even see I even featured it, and yet whenever I try and stream, it just doesn't stream to this. Like, this is still probably blank. And it says waiting for me. I'm like, I'm pushing data to you. Why don't I say for now, I'm gonna mute my volume. Grab the link. Go to this stream. Enter. Alright, so now if I click on that, hopefully it'll link over to that stream. Oh my goodness, the panel flicker seems so bad. So yeah, I'm using OBS again. I do not know why it is flickering so bad. I'm pretty much using the same settings. Let's see. Probably want to change the title of this. I don't know if I can change on the fly. I'm just gonna say Ubuntu or Q&A live stream Ubuntu 17.10 RC. Just gonna copy and paste that in the description. Just gotta throw that. Okay. Alright, I renamed it. So hopefully now, I'm probably just gonna have to delete the event, cause two watching now. I feel so bad because I'm so lost in YouTube right now. Live streaming, events, Q&A. Where was my older life? Is that gone now? Oh my god, this is ridiculous now. Whatever. YouTube makes no sense, especially from a live streaming point of view. So I'm just gonna have to take it as is. I wonder if it's because the panel is on top that it's flickering. Maybe if I move back to the bottom. Properties. Move back to the bottom. Whoa, am I watching myself in a video, in a video, in a video, in the video? Let's go. I feel so bad now, because like I was totally prepared, and then YouTube just had to mess up with me. So I'm just gonna link to, good thing that you're here, Julie, or at least someone's here, I mean. If you're hearing my audio, give me a thumbs up. And I always like knowing that my audio is being heard. Live. Live chat. Alrighty, 3 watching now. I think we finally got some traction here. So hopefully now people are clicking on that link so they can bring them to this stream. I don't think, if that's going to be the case, I'll probably stop. As you can see, I moved the panel to the bottom, so now OBS doesn't complain or flicker and whatever. But also, if that's going to be the case, I'm probably going to stop doing events because it won't stream to the correct event, or someone will just need to tell me how to stream to the correct event. 2 people watching now? Serious? Okay, I'm going to make sure my video is playing. I'm going to mute my volume on my phone so you don't hear me. Alrighty. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. So this is the actual stream, hopefully. 1 watching now. Okay. Alrighty, I think we're all ready. OBS is running. Stream is running currently. Sorry if there's no good thumbnail or anything right now. Hello and welcome to Retro LG. So today we will be talking about Ubuntu 17.10, and in Ubuntu 17.10 a lot of stuff is changing. So today I will be reviewing that in a virtual machine. I use VirtualBox on my computer. I don't think I'll be doing a whole lot of these Linux review live stream type stuff, but I think the main reason, well, there isn't a main reason. I just wanted to try out the live stream. I think in the future I'll just stick to gaming for live streams, but I wanted to try this approach and see if reviewing a Linux distro, or looking at it I should say, because I haven't had enough time to actually do a review on it, hopefully, it'll hopefully go well. It'll be a different style. But, yeah, so I wonder who are the 3 people watching right now. I hope Pseudo Linux or Tech Bismo is here. If so, say hi in the comments. I'll say hi back. Give you a shout out or something. I feel bad because I feel like I don't do a lot of shout outs on my channel. And I don't know why, I just don't do a lot of it. I will try, but like, I think it's not that I forget, but I don't know. Alrighty, so yeah, today is going to be Ubuntu 17.10 live stream, so it'll be kind of a review, but today I will be looking at a virtual machine, so I'm going to, already OBS is running, so today, oh yeah, VirtualBox. Alrighty, there we go. So I'm just gonna start the machine. So as you can see, it starts in full screen. Okay. I'm just looking at my phone just to make sure that the stream is still working even with the VM on. Okay. Alrighty, so this is the login screen on Ubuntu 17.10 release candidate. So it looks like, or actually I remember this reading an article. This is the GDM login manager. They've definitely done some theming to make it more Ubuntu-ish, I guess. I don't actually know how to describe it. Yeah, definitely they added the color schemes, tweaked it quite a bit. I don't know much about customizing GNOME, the GNOME Display Manager, Login Manager, whatever you want to call it. I hear it's a little bit difficult, so I'm amazed that they went through the effort to customize the GNOME Desktop. I keep saying GNOME Desktop Manager, GNOME Display Manager, or GNOME Login Manager. I'll click here, login. Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing. So by default, Ubuntu 17.10 will be using Wayland, which is pretty impressive that they made the switch, because it felt like at first it felt like they were never gonna switch to Wayland, and then like just randomly they were like, we're gonna use Wayland, like just right off the bat. So apparently by default they're using Wayland. I did switch it to Xorg since Xorg works better in virtual machines. I don't know how Wayland will work on a desktop computer, like running on a full desktop computer or whatever. So I really don't know much about Wayland. I don't have that much experience with Wayland. Wayland, so I'm looking at my live stream. Hello there, RLG. 4 watching right now. 4 whopping people. Okay. So yeah, Wayland. I've tried i3's Wayland counterpart Sway a little bit before, i3 window managers, and I didn't actually get to use it all that much, so I don't really get to see the performance. So I think it does run on desktop platforms or whatever, but I just don't know how well Wayland runs. Like I never tried it before. I've pretty much been using Xorg for forever now. That's what it feels like, because I've never been brave enough to be like, I'm gonna do a Wayland desktop. But yeah, so this is running in Xorg, but by default it should be running in Wayland. Enough with the ramble. So okay, so this is pretty much the desktop, and as you can already tell, this is using the GNOME desktop. So the GNOME desktop is different from what it usually is with the Unity desktop, as it was in 17.04 and prior. Yeah, 17.04 and prior used the Unity desktop, while this 17.10 release candidate will be using the GNOME 3 desktop. I don't know what exact version it is, but as you can see, this is pretty much what the stable build is gonna be like. But other than that, it is a release candidate, but the release candidate is probably what the stable build is going to be. So unless they make some dramatic change at the last week, it is probably going to be what the release candidate is. It just might be a few bug patches, but that's probably all it's going to be. You probably install it on your machine right now and it'll probably be perfectly usable. But a lot of like PPAs and repositories won't support it until the stable release is probably going to be the case. But yeah, so as you can see, this is definitely a customized GNOME desktop. GNOME desktop is vanilla, is pretty bland, but it looks like they went through some effort to customize it. I will give them that. You can see here that you got the regular GNOME whatever thingamajig here, activities. How we doing? I'm gonna like my own video, like my own live stream, because I'm a savage. Alrighty, so then we get the file manager. This is pretty much the Nautilus file manager, pretty much found in all GNOME distros. You can see here that they are using the Ambience theme, shouldn't say theme engine. Theme engine is just GTK. That's just like any other one. But it is using the Ambience theme that they've been using for ages. It has been updated for GTK 3 though, which is pretty important because in the past Ambience did not support GTK 3. So GTK3 never worked with regular Ubuntu properly. It's so confusing. But yeah, finally the theme now supports GTK3. And that's important because when it didn't support GTK3, it would have these weird black borders because it didn't know how to handle the compositing properly. But because it's fully supported, it works great for both GTK2, GTK3. I'm not sure about QT though, or Qt, I guess some people call it. But yeah, it's a little sluggish because I don't have any real graphics drivers installed, and I probably would have done it, but the kernel VirtualBox drivers only work on certain kernel versions, and because it uses such a recent kernel, let me fire up the terminal. Alrighty, so you can see here I have a please subscribe host name, uname-a. That's what I will usually run to check the kernel, and there you go. So for those who don't know, uname-a or uname space-a will view your kernel, your host name. So it says Linux, please subscribe 4.13.0-15 blah 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 blah. And for some reason it just tells me it's 64-bit x86 3 times. I don't know why. And then it has to tell me it's GNU Linux. Like I didn't know. But yeah, uname-a 4.13, yeah. Recommend you run it if you're wondering what kernel it's running. But yeah. But it's running pretty okay without them, so it's not too big of a deal. But if you notice a little bit of sluggishness, that's probably why. So Ubuntu, this seems like the weirdest, kind of lame decision, but they've decided to move the window buttons back to the right. It's honestly not a big deal, but when Canonical announced this, people were like, oh no. Well, actually, it was kind of a mixed reviews. It was like, okay. Some people were like, yay, we're back to the right side again. And some people were like, oh no, I want it on the left side. I think GNOME has options for changing it, so it's not that big of a deal. But, like, it's a big deal to some people. And if you're one of those people who think it's a big deal, well, it's on the right. And if you like it, good for you. And if you don't like it, well, it sucks to be you. Anyway, so that's the tweaks to ambience. So I think the other part, I feel like I mentioned this, but I didn't go through all of it really, is I said that they were using a customized GNOME desktop, and I mentioned that they were using a regular panel up here, definitely themed to be transparent compared to GNOME's default black black bar, I guess. I think that's the theme for Adwaita. Shater, hello world. Hello world to you too. Go to channel. Cool, looks like you have some pretty cool Linux content. I'm just browsing. If you're wondering how I'm browsing this, I'm just using my phone right next to me. So I have my laptop just displaying the virtual machine, and my phone is right next to me displaying the live chat. So yeah. So if I don't look at it right away, don't worry, I probably will. Alrighty. So it is using the regular one activities, but then they decide to add kind of like in a Unity-esque way, like a weird Ubuntu panel thing on the side. And if I remember right, just like in regular Unity, you cannot move it to the bottom. I do not know why. But yeah, I guess it's trying to resemble, I forget how you view GNOME extensions. GNOME extension, maybe if I just go to settings. It might not be there though, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. They were gonna revamp the whole settings interface. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I forget what it looks like last time. I think last time was a bunch of icons and you selected the icons to view each setting. I think it was kind of Mac OS X-esque-ish. Technobismo. Well, he's here, and where's the another one? I'm assuming you mean Techbismo is here, and where's the other one? The other one I think is Pseudo Linux. I think that was his friend, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know that, but like I don't know if he's watching. There is 5 people watching right now, which is pretty darn impressive. And I've already, how long have I done this? I can't really tell. It's so hard to tell how long I've done this stream for. Well, I started at around 8 o'clock, so I've been probably rambling on for about, well, no, I started at 8:10-ish. I'm trying to remember. It was so confusing because I tried to live stream at first, and it wouldn't stream the correct stream, and so I started like 10-15 minutes late. So I'd probably say I've been streaming for about 20 minutes-ish so far. So we're cool. We're at 20 minutes in. I don't actually know how long I'll go though. I was hoping 30 minutes, but I might go longer depending on what happens. Okay, back to settings. Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. Should be connected to the VirtualBox Ethernet. I can even change my computer. Oh, that's funny. I can even change it if I want to. Let's go ahead and change it. Actually, no, never mind. I'll just leave it to please subscribe. But I did change my regular host name on my system to Make America Great Again, because I go to school and their Wi-Fi traffic is pretty heavily monitored. So I put that as my host name. Don't know what will happen. Probably nothing, but maybe get a good laugh out of somebody. Okay, I'm just sorry if I'm breezing through. Dock, here it is. I don't know why I breeze. Oh, it does have a thing. Bottom. Okay, so you can move it to the bottom. So I was wrong. You can move it to whichever side. I'm just surprised that you can't right-click it. And then just change it. But now they have a right option? Weird. Okay. If you like it on the right, okay. But it's really weird for me to have a dock on the right. I don't know why that is. I'm usually a big fan of it on the left because, well, various reasons. I think I came from more of a Mac OS X background rather than a Windows. I don't know what you call it. I used to call it Mac OS X. Apparently it's Mac OS 10, or now it's just Mac OS. Mac OS background. Did not use Windows, so I'm used to having it more on the left than the bottom. But I'm not a big fan of Mac OS desktops that much, so I don't know why. You can change it. I like it this size because I kind of have a high DPI display, or a medium DPI because it's 1080p. But if you find that gargantuan on like a low DPI, you can change it. Or if you have like a uber duper high resolution monitor, whatever. There you go. It's gargantuan now. I don't like it gargantuan though. I'm gonna bring it back a bit. Auto hide dock. Why did you go a bit under that? Go away. There we go. Why isn't it auto hiding though? Is it like a... Oh, it's that kind of auto hide. Oh, now I know. Somehow I'm a little bummed out that this isn't an option, but it turns out when it just says auto hide, it means when I put a window next to it, it'll go away. But that's not auto hide. Auto hide is like it goes away until you put your mouse near it. Anyway, it's not super configurable, I'll admit that. It is pretty cool, but I'd probably just use a real GNOME extension instead of just a just this, because it's not super customizable. And I know a lot of people will be bugged that this is actually on the bottom instead of the top. I think there's two schools of thought for this applications button. Some people want it to be way on the top, like it was in Unity, and some people will want it way on the bottom left, just like it was in like a, I don't know, let's say just some Windows-esque desktop where it's in the bottom left-hand corner. I think you know what I'm talking about. A lot of desktops do it. So yeah, there's definitely two schools of thought there. And I don't know if it's possible to change it. Canonical officially says that's because they don't want to confuse people with the activities, but activities, applications, I don't know what's the confusion there. Online accounts has been a feature for a while. Aside from browsing through this, I'm not even looking at the settings, I'm just eyeing at the new settings manager that's been revamped. And I think I talked about in my alpha build video, but I think you get the same set of applications. They finally fixed the duplicate applications issue that it had in the first alpha. I think it was the first alpha release. Yeah, I think it was the first alpha. The first alpha had this like duplicate application bug where for some reason there would be like two Amazons, like they were doing like double the sponsorship or something. I don't know. They luckily went back to one though, which is good. And it's just an ordinary symbolic link that just says, okay, points to Firefox, go to Amazon.com. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Canonical and like Amazon sponsorship, but like I'm assuming you probably delete the icon if you are really bugged by it. Solitaire calculator, blah, blah, blah. I'm just Firefox. Thing I'm wondering is Firefox Quantum. Might do a video on it in the future, or probably will be coming out mid-November. So I don't know whether Artful Aardvark, which is what they're gonna call this, will actually be a part of that. Getting Quantum, as I know Ubuntu has a tendency to wait off on all of these like nice updates, which can be pretty annoying sometimes. So we'll see. 18.04 will probably have Quantum though. I'm almost certain. If they don't, they're really lagging behind. You have the full LibreOffice suite if that's what you do. Maison, I don't know how you pronounce that. Mines, Power Statistics. I don't know what Remina is. Rhythmbox is like a media player. Settings, we just looked at that. Software update. I was pretty surprised because I already got a software update even though I was on a daily build of Ubuntu Artful Aardvark, which that's good. Don't get too many applications out of the box. The one that's notably missing is GNOME Tweak Tool, which to most people is considered an essential application. I don't know why it's not. Wait, I just got a comment. You three are the future gems for Linux world. There are another two, but they're not active very long. Linux and Baidu. Okay. Thanks. Sorry, I'm still reading the chat stream. I don't know when you guys make these comments. 4 people watching. Okay. 2. Who left? I think it's whenever I stop talking about Linux that everybody just says goodbye. Alrighty, I'll go back to talking about it. Okay. So I think, let's see. So yeah, pretty much a lack of applications. GNOME Tweak Tool, which is like a GNOME, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a tweak tool for GNOME. It just offers a lot more settings than the regular settings manager. Cool. I think so. I don't know. I think it's probably in here. If it doesn't take too long, I can install it. I think GNOME Tweak. No application found. Maybe it's just called Tweak Tool. No. Tweak There's that's so lame. They include the Unity tweak tool in Ubuntu 17.10. That's so darn lame. Nobody's gonna be using Unity when 17.10 comes out. Okay, why is there Unity tweak tool, but not GNOME tweak tool? Or maybe it's just in the command line. What about I do like a terminal search? Sudo apt search. What do I want to say? Just tweak, I guess. What do we have here? See, Unity tweak tool. So it's here. Sudo apt install GNOME tweak tool on that. But it's just not showing up. Seriously? I hear that there are... Wait, what? There it is! Why do they call it GNOME Tweaks now? I thought it was Tweak Tool. Maybe they changed it. Alrighty. Is that just installed? Or okay. Man, that's confusing. So they have Unity Tweak Tool, which shouldn't exist anymore. But they don't list GNOME Tweak Tool directly. I don't know. How long? Man, I can just keep rambling on. Sometimes. Hopefully now we can do GNOME Tweak Tool tweaks. I guess what they call it now. Alrighty, here's all of our theme and stuff. Animations off and on. You can do dark. Where's the dark theme? Is there dark theme? No dark theme. Alrighty, whatever. I was really hoping that there'd be a dark theme. Like, this does nothing. Oh, application need. So if I keep it on. What? I changed it, and it says applications need to be restarted. Okay. File. And it's just the regular thing. That's lame. Alrighty, so dark mode does not work for some reason. I guess I'll turn that off. Turn ambience. You have ambience, you have radiance, or like blindingly white mode. You can choose what cursor you want. Red glass, man, that looks like so like 90s, early 2000s-esque. I'll keep it just to drive myself nanas. Ubuntu mono dark. Okay, so it looks like you have a decent choice. It's kind of mediocre actually, but you do have icon choices. GNOME shell theme is not listed. I don't know why. You can adjust some stuff here. Icons are available on the desktop. I guess if you want to use icons on the desktop, it's there for you. I'm not an icon type of person, so if I want to, I could just say off, and the trash is gone. Hopefully, I know someone knocking on another's door. Just making sure no one knocked on my door. I'd have to like close the stream and pause and whatever. Extensions. Here it is. So, I don't know why it's disabled by that's really funny here. It says disabled even though it's enabled. Yeah, that's really messed up. I'm just kind of a little bit surprised because there's still a few like little bugs here and there that I'm surprised that they haven't tweaked yet, or maybe they're just leaving them there to annoy us. I don't know. Guess you can you change it? Oh, that's kind of cool. I probably shouldn't change it because it really slows down everything. That's available. Scaling, I mean. Take care and have a good one. Good, he says. Alrighty, you can tweak your keyboard, mouse, and whatever here. Startup applications, top bar, Windows, workspaces. You can tweak from dynamic to static workspaces, which is something that's kind of cool. So I guess if I say static and say 4, then hopefully, oh whoops, that was applications and not activities. Now I have 4 desktops, just static. That's pretty cool. Did I accidentally lock a window into another desktop? By accident. Sorry. Ubuntu software. The only Linux distro I have tried was Linux Mint, being I am used to. You are used to. Okay. So I'm reading another comment. Linux Mint is a good distro. I probably am kind of using it as my daily distro. I'm just responding to someone in the comments. I think the only thing that annoys me about like Linux Mint or just Ubuntu desktops in general is that their software selection is usually pretty good, but the software versions are pretty mediocre, kind of old. Which is good for stability purposes, I guess, but I have ran into like this dependency is too old kind of issues before. Although ironically on Arch Linux I faced the other way around. I faced this dependency is too new. So I run into problems like that. You can never win. There's only like a few. I think Manjaro is probably your best bet if you want like a good mixture of like latest software without being like super out of date or too new, I guess. I haven't had a good experience with Manjaro on this particular laptop. I've had it with others, so I do recommend that one. I'm just gonna close this. When did I just shut down? I think I pretty much, I shouldn't say reviewed. I wasn't really technically reviewing it. I was kind of rambling on about certain things about it. It does look pretty nice. It still has a couple of little annoying things about it. I was really surprised that haven't been particularly patched yet. Overall, go away. There we go. Power off. It's overall a pretty good distro. Is there any other comments before I might end the stream or just answer some more comments? Alright. Let's see. I'm just gonna not read off the comments. I'm just gonna skim through. Alright, so the only Linux distro, I just want to answer your questions. The only Linux distro I have tried was Linux Mint, being I'm used to Windows. That's probably a good idea. Like Linux Mint probably has a lot of nice GUI utilities to get you started, and it does kind of have a Windows interface. However, you can go to Distro Watch, and there's lots of other distros that try to strive for that Windows-like appearance if that's what you're looking for. Linux Mint does a okay job. It doesn't strive to be perfect, obviously, but tries to aim for Windows-esque. But the software in Linux Mint is really good. I don't recommend Zorn, or at least Zorn OS Lite, because it really tries to mimic it, but it doesn't do a great job at it. But yeah, Linux been pretty good in this few others. I would run Linux as my daily if it wasn't for gaming. Don't get me wrong, I really like Linux. I no comment really, because I'm not really technically like a AAA title gamer as like the title of my channel. I mainly just play with emulators and stuff like that, and almost all emulators are available with Linux. I think that notable exceptions are probably Project 64 and CEMU. That's the Nintendo 64 emulator, but I think Mupin 64 I think is probably superior, or M64 Pi if you know how to configure it correctly. And then CMU is a Wii U emulator. Not that I have enough horsepower to run that. But yeah, I don't run any sort of AAA titles. And there are a few good dedicated Linux titles, but mostly Linux is really good for definitely playing emulators. It really runs emulators at their fullest potential compared to other operating systems. You can see here I have a few emulators. You have the Dolphin emulator, Hygen. I don't use Hygen all that much. M64 Pi. I have Open Arena here. Sudo Linux suggested that I do try this one. I tried it a little bit. It's mediocre for first-person shooter. I'm glad he suggested it, but definitely not my favorite one out there. I still prefer like emulated first-person shooters like GoldenEye. And then RetroArch is just because like I don't want to install a dedicated emulator for everything, like Game Boy emulators and NES emulators, just those little ones I can usually bundle in RetroArch. ZSNES I also don't use that much. For SNES, I typically use SNES 9X in RetroArch. But anyway, so hopefully I should give those games and try it. I think that's what he said. They aren't exactly games. Like I said, they're just retro emulators. You still need to get your own ROMs or something. You can try out Open Arena. There's definitely a few Linux games out there. Suggest you try them. I know that there's Steam for Linux, but don't know much about that. I'm not your go-to person for AAA titles on Linux. There's other Linux YouTubers who are good at that. I don't even have something that has enough horsepower to run AAA titles, and I don't honestly care all that much really for playing AAA titles. Like, no offense if you do play them, but I've just never been into like new AAA titles or anything like that. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna end my stream here, unless somebody else has to comment last minute. So overall, it looks like it's pretty good because it's gonna be coming out next week. Definitely a lot of improvements since they've had it switch to GNOME all in 9 months. I'm not sure if I'd use it as a daily driver. It's certainly fun to kind of test around in the virtual machine. I don't think this will be like I don't even know if I'll do a full review on Ubuntu 17.10. I think I've covered it plenty enough from my first look video and then this live stream. Yeah, hope, well, thank you and take care. Alrighty, you're welcome. I will hopefully be making more videos in the future. I don't know how often I will live stream. I've thought about like doing like gaming over live stream and then just doing Linux videos over just regular videos. I don't know if I'll do that, but I think that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm glad that we got some decent traction for this video. I was worried I'd have like nothing. Alrighty then. So I've been using OBS. Hopefully it's stayed stable. That sounds really funny. YouTube. New subscriber. Adrian subscribed. Cool, brother. Thank you. Sorry, this is all on my phone. I could probably pop my YouTube page. Here I am. See you later, guys. Hopefully we'll see you in the future. Stop streaming.